Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Almost the end of January already, 2016. Boy, days are just getting faster and faster. Um, some of you know that I've been in the hospital. Some of you know a little bit about my illness, that I have Parkinson's and that I have a lot of other things going on. Well, I want to talk a little bit about faith too, also today. Sometimes I cannot always sit down and type the things I want to type because of my tremors. In the morning, they're real bad in the morning, and at night time, they're terrible at night time. But that's what the doctors say. I know that God is my healer. He is healing my body. My body just don't realize it yet. It's not caught up with me yet. But in 2013, I almost died of a blockage. God saved my life. And to 1984, I was in a bad car wreck with my son, and he spared me and my son and my sister and some other people that was in the car wreck. But what I'm trying to say is, it'll take just a small bit of mustard seed of faith to believe that God can do what He says He can do. And I believe with all my heart what God says in His Word is true. If God says it's finished, He will do it. If God didn't say it, I don't believe it. But I know for a fact that God has helped me through situations that I thought for sure that was not, that had to be from God. I mean, there was times that when we was raising our children. Now we we lived paycheck to paycheck. We struggled for a long time, but we managed to keep food on the table and clothes on their back. They didn't get everything they wanted, but we struggled sometimes. But just by the grace of God, if a bill had to be paid and we didn't know where the money was coming from, somehow, some way, God made a way. We prayed. We had to, sometimes we had to give up some things. We had to make sacrifices. Well, when I really, truly, truly, truly surrendered, I don't mean the first time that I went up to the altar and gave my life to Christ as a teenager. I don't mean the first time I got baptized. I mean the first time I really, truly surrendered my heart and gave it all to Christ, and I let Him take everything away from me that was not good for me. All the cigarettes, all the drinking, all the things that I shouldn't have been doing, everything that was not good for my body, and everything that was not good for the temple of it. Because once He became into my heart, into my soul, I became a new creature. The old was gone. The old Debbie was gone. The new Debbie was here. So I had to take care of the new temple. And that is just the same way as my spiritual and physical body. I have to take care of my physical body just like I have to take care of my spiritual body. So I have to feed my spiritual body with the Bible, the Word, and with his listening to His voice and with His truth. I have to feed my physical body with food and nutrients and take care of myself and get plenty of rest and plenty of sleep, which I have not been doing. And I'm sorry to say, since I have not been able to work, it's been hard to say, Debbie, you got to sit down. Debbie, you can't do this. Debbie, you can't do that no longer. Debbie wants to do this. Debbie wants to do that. Debbie wants to do everything. Debbie can't do everything. Debbie can't do everything. Debbie can't do nothing without God. So now I've got myself having to go to the doctor 3 times next week. Got to go see a heart doctor too. But God's taking care of this. I believe with all my heart. Also, do not, I repeat, do not. And it does not matter what. Oh, Jesus. I need to not never take my laptop to the hospital anymore because I got on my laptop and I thought I could just go online and start taking care of my finances right then. No, 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 no. When you're under medication, you don't do no financial, you don't make no financial decisions. I have put myself in a mess of $108 of overdraft fees, but that's fine. God's taking care of it. We're rearranging some bills, and then it's okay. My husband said, "Don't worry about it. It'll be all right. Don't worry." And I used to really worry when I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I got ourselves in a mess. How am I going to take care of this?" Whereas now, we don't have to worry about kids. Our kids are grown. They're on their own. Thank God that me and my husband have, even though we separated for a few years, we have stuck it out 32 years. And we've been there for our children. Even when they need something, we were able to help them out when they in need. And thank God for that. And we try our best to not ask them for no money. We try to work it out. We know, and like I told my husband, I said, I should never have made that decision while I was under that medication because I thought I had made it for next month but it came out this month. But anyway, we got it straightened out, and so pulling little strings and changing little things. But you know what? Even though we're living in a retirement home and a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, 7-story, secure lot for our safety. Our home, everything in our apartment is paid for. We own everything. We own our car. We have food in our home. We have clothes on our back. We have food on our table. We have a few bills, and yes, we do have life insurance. We're trying to keep a little bit of life insurance so our kids won't have to worry about costs for us. And we have, our car insurance and, the regular bills. There is a couple that we don't really need, but we're taking care of them. And of course, we do have some hospital bills that my husband has to pay. But I'm just overwhelmed. I'm just in awe of what God has done for us and how much He has blessed us. I mean, I did something that God asked me to do after Christmas, and even though it put us in a little bind, He still blessed me. And then we had went on a trip to take his mother's ashes after she died back home where she wanted them scattered. And we was trying to find a place to stop to get us something to eat. We kept passing the exits and we kept passing the exits. And finally I told my husband, I said, let's stop at this exit. We stopped at that exit and we went in there and they asked us if we wanted some potatoes. And I said, well, we're on our way to North Georgia and we're going to be gone for 2 or 3 days and we won't be going home till Monday. I said, I don't know. Then I thought about it. I said, well, how much are they? She said, they don't cost nothing. I said, okay, we'll take them. So we were blessed with some baked potatoes and they lasted until we got home and until we ate them all. And then on the way back home, we was trying to find another exit because I had to go to the bathroom. And I stopped getting something to eat too. And I was really tired and I had to take my medicine. And God told me to do something for this waitress. And I said, well, Lord, that's a little bit too much for her tip, isn't it? She said, I'm not asking you to give her a tip. I'm asking you to give her a love offering. And I gave it to her and I told her, I said, now, this is for a love offering. This is not a tip because I, a former waitress, know that you have to add your tips in and calculate them with your and tell your boss what tips you get to add up for your taxes and stuff like that. And she said, you know what? And she began to tell me that she was trying to come up with so much amount of money to go back to school because she wanted to do some kind of nursing. And she had a set of twins that was born premature. And she was thinking about working in pediatrics. And I'm like, oh my Lord, you are so awesome. You are so awesome. And she was so touched and I was so touched. I wanted to cry and she wanted to cry. And my husband sits there, and when he sits there and does not open his mouth, I know it's from God. Well, I knew it's from God anyway. But he used to argue with me. No, we can't give this money away like that. We can't give money away like that. What are you doing giving money to strangers? When God tells me to do something, I'm gonna do it. Because I never know what he's got up. He's always got a purpose for everything. He's always got a plan for everything. So no matter what I'm going through right now, I don't care what Satan is putting on me. Excuse me. Everything, we cannot accuse Satan of everything. Let me get that straight right now with you. I have learned my lessons through the years. It's not always Satan's fault. We open the door sometimes to Satan. But like I said, I knew better. There was times I knew, just like last week when I was in the hospital, under all that, it was just an Ativan shot, but they had gave me so much of it that, my mind was like, kind of fogged up. I was not thinking straight, but I thought for sure. And I even double checked when I got home, but I still had it wrong. So you please beware. Do not make no decisions when you're in the hospital. Do not make those decisions when you come straight out of the hospital, especially after surgery, because I know when I had that surgery in 2013, I was like, out of this world. I can't even remember that. But I just want to thank God for everything he's done and everything. And, I've only been on Google Plus since October. And I just want y'all to be patient with me. I'm trying to learn more about Google Plus. I started out doing the home Bible study with ladies only. I thought my ministry was supposed to be a women's ministry. Turns out to be I'm helping women and men, but I'm doing what the Lord says. I want to obey God and be led by the Holy Spirit, and I will do what the Holy Spirit tells me to do. And I thank all the ones that are helping me in the community and teaching me and showing me and sharing because we're all learning. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm still learning. I grow every day, and the reason I'm reading online is because some of my members on Facebook in my group, I know some of them personally that used to come to my house. They cannot read, and some of them they can't understand just by reading. They can understand better by listening to somebody read to them. So if that's what it takes to get the word out, I will do it. I will sit here and read the whole Bible if I have to, because even if I read the, okay, I have read John, I don't know how many times, but I can read it again tomorrow and still find something different that I did miss last time I read it. John, for any of y'all that are new beginners, new believers, John is the good book to start out. I recommend John being the first book that you read in the New Testament. I mean, I know out of all the Gospels, John is the best one. I mean, it's just a good starter book. To me, it is anyway. But I'm thinking about, God's leading me because I'm taking notes already about doing just a teaching on faith. So I will be, my next reading will be in Hebrews. I'll probably start reading in Hebrews 11 first, but and go from there. But that's one reason why I first got on Facebook, because we moved away from our home in Enigma where I was having my home Bible study. And I told my husband, I said, well, I can't do the Bible study because they all can't come to Valdosta. And I got online and I talked to them online and I started a Facebook group. And they joined me on Facebook group. And then it grew and I started a Facebook page and it grew. Finally, got on YouTube and started singing the songs that God gave me that I wrote, that He gave me to write. I got another one I wrote yesterday, but I haven't sung it yet. It's just, right now I need some rest, and I'm letting y'all know right now I really need some time to take care of myself a little bit and get some rest. And like I said, they got me checking my blood pressure and everything every morning when I first get up. And